Welcome to Colorful Anime, where we talk about anime from a colorful perspective. I'm your host, Lance. My co-host, Jordan.
Yo.
We back. So I wanted to review Wednesday. That's the show on Netflix. Wednesday is from the Addams Family.
Yep.
I binged it with my wife in like 2 days. Like we literally
I've heard
like
it's really good, yeah.
Yeah, it was really good, but it's also polarizing because of the approach to Wednesday. So I'm gonna play this TikTok from this TikToker Jay Stoops, and she does a lot of like comic, anime, all sorts of kind of like those kinds of reviews.
Sure.
And she had like reviews, and she had a polarizing opinion. And I think it's okay to have opinion. I don't think there's nothing wrong with opinion. I just wanted us to react to it.
As long as you ain't being a dirtbag.
Yeah, don't be a dirtbag. That's not okay. Hold on, I'm gonna pull this up over here. Our handy dandy TV that y'all can't see. It feels like we're in Star Wars or something though.
But as an Addams Family thing, I hate it. And I've already seen a lot of great videos on here about how it fundamentally misunderstands like the loving dynamic of the Addams Family. So I'm not really going to get into that so much. I just don't think anyone involved in this show really understood what makes the Addams Family compelling and interesting as to the audience. Like taking Wednesday and saying, we're going to put you in a school full of other weirdos like you. The entire shtick of the Addams Family is that they're not like other people. That's where the back and forth comes from. And Nevermore might as well have been a regular average school, because then nobody actually ended up being like her, except for the fact that they're all magical for some reason. Like the very first sequence of Wednesday in a regular school unleashing the piranhas in the pool, that was the most interesting part of the entire series to me. And a lot of the themes that they kept trying to drive home, that like, oh, you're trying so hard to be different, but like you have a lot more in common with these kids than you think. I think that would have been more poignant if she had just been in a regular school.
I'll stop it there. So what she's talking about is the fact that, Wednesday, I know you haven't watched it yet or whatnot. You're familiar with Addams Family, but so Wednesday, the main character goes to is sent to this different school called Evermore. It's essentially like school for outcasts, magical people, all sorts of stuff in between. So they what they do to Wednesday's character, and this is a spoiler, I guess, not really. This part is a spoiler, is that they give her, in a way, some sort of psychic abilities, not like completely, but sort of. Like she can communicate with her past ancestor, and she can do all these sorts of things. And so people at the school, they also have various things going on. Some of them are werewolves, some of them are sirens, some of them are all sorts of stuff. And it's sort of a murder. It's a murder mystery. It's kind of like, I would call the genre of it. So it's like a teen murder mystery, if you will. But there's also like what she talked about in there with them really making a concerted effort to kind of give off the message that you're not as different as with the other people than you think you are. You are different compared to these other people, but you're not a completely outcast in a group of outcasts. Yeah. And so that's part of her beef, Jay Stu's beef, was the fact that, so I'll address the first thing she said. She said that they didn't understand what made Addams Family captivating. I'm going to say this outright. I've never thought that Addams Family was captivating in my entire life. April was just watching it earlier. She had it on the TV, and I was like, I was never into this. Like, I was not an Adam. Like, I watched it because you watch things as a kid, but I never went back like, man, I really need to watch this. Like, this... best TV ever. Like, I've never said that. And so I think what Jay Stews might be missing, and I'll ask you this question, about the old Addams Family and whether or not it was captivating you. But like, I think what she was missing is the fact that I think a lot of people didn't find the old. I think it was popular. Don't get me wrong, but I think when you look at what makes good TV or good film, I don't think Addams Family was that. So I think they have all the creative liberty to reimagine it in a way that, hey, maybe it's updated in the current context. I think she has a good argument with the themes. But before I move on, what do you think about the old Addams Family? Do you feel like it was captivating, or were you a fan of it?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I watched it as a kid. Like, when I saw that they were doing the Wednesday show, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. But I wasn't like, oh, I need to watch that because I love the Addams Family. Like you said. I mean, will I watch it? Probably. Am I like super hype, and will I get really bent out of shape if they didn't stick to the original script? No. That's one of those things where like certain things, it's like it was a movie. It's not like it's an anime or like a long running TV show,
right?
Or like a comic book. Yeah, like where you have like a like
there's a lore. There's
like lore. There's lore. There's like great big cast of characters. Like there's a lot. It's one of those things where like we don't like live actions because they don't tell the story well.
Right.
Versus with something like this, you're like, okay, well, you have 2 hours of content,
right?
And like a family of misfits.
Yeah.
Are you going to retell the same thing, or are you going to do it a little different?
Yeah, and I think that that's the $1 million question, and I'll close that after this. But like, I think the $1 million question, because that's the thing about comic book movies. That's the thing about anything else that's kind of, I would say, resurrected. If they were to take the story of Doug, right, like from Nickelodeon, right, it would not. What was captivating about Doug then would not be captivating to an audience now. So why would I take the approach to tell the same story about the same Doug?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, and so I think and that's a weird analogy, but ultimately I think, I don't know. I like Wednesday. I think she has a point in some of the themes, but that's if you need this to be like the original Addams Family. I don't think this will be for you. If you're open to being like, you know what, I like to see what Tim Burton weirdness, like a Tim Burton universe version of the Addams Family look like, then I think you'd definitely enjoy this for sure. But yeah, you haven't watched it yet. But any final thoughts?
I mean, from the previews I've seen and like the clips on TikTok that I've seen, I mean, it looks fun.
I think it's a good word to describe it too.
Yeah, it looks like it's a fun story. And yeah, I mean, I'll probably watch it, but like I'm not bent out of shape about it.
Yeah. No, that's good. Well, y'all know the slogan. Stay colorful. Peace.